Okay, my name is Richard, and this is Jane Dykstra, my wife, and she wrote the book, What Heaven is Like. This started 6 years ago when she broke every bone in her ankle. We were walking down a steep street, and she slipped, and her whole foot turned sideways. And she went in for this operation, took 4 hours long, and when she came out of it, and she was under anesthesia, she looked at me and she said, "I saw your father." And she said his name is Kilmer Oscar Jr., and he was born in the Philippines, which he was. His parents were missionaries in the Philippines. And then he hated to wear shoes because after they moved from the Philippines, they moved to Hawaiian Islands, and he didn't want to wear shoes. So my father told her things that missionaries in the Philippines. And then he hated to wear shoes because after they moved from the Philippines, they moved to Hawaiian Islands, and he didn't want to wear shoes. So my father told her things that only I would know. Well, this story has continued the last 6 years because, yeah, he passed away over 40 years before. He died when I was only 15 years old. So it was pretty incredible. But the visions keep continuing day by day for the last 6 years. And I've learned to be able to listen to my father, not as well as Jane can, but she's here to tell her story and to read you a little bit from her book. So here's Jane.
I want you to know, too, that I'm from Oskaloosa, Iowa, so I'm a native Iowan, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm going to read the first chapter of my book, What Heaven is Like, and the last chapter as well to give you a little insight into it. Can you hear okay?
She can't, but can everybody else hear okay? Yeah.
Okay.
You just have a hard time, honey, so it's like, I'm sorry.
Okay. So I wrote the book, What Heaven is Like, and it's about the visions that I've had of Richard's family, who I have never met before. They passed away. His dad passed away 44 years ago, and his mother passed away about 15 years ago. I never met them, and yet they come to visit me from heaven. And so I wrote a book called What Heaven is Like. We're going to have a drawing after the presentation is over, and we're going to give away 5 books. So if you didn't get a chance to fill out a piece of paper, and we'll give you another chance before we actually do the drawing. The book's here. I'm going to read out of my original manuscript, but this is what the book looks like. There's a picture of an angel on the front, and then a little description, and my picture on the back. And there's a dedication on the inside, which I dedicated to Richard and his family, and of course my mom and dad. So I'm going to read